Manchester United 4, Betis Seville 1. Are you savoring that sweet, sweet honey? Did you recover from those nasty bee stings? Well, in this video I'm gonna show you the good and the wonderful, but also some areas of improvement. Let's analyze. So let's start this analysis video by looking at Marcus Rashford's opening goal in the 6th minute. Now, two amazing things happened before Marcus Rashford's thunderous finish. Antony and Casemiro. So let's look at what happened. The sequence starts with Manchester United struggling to clear the ball from our box, right? In a very dangerous situation. Of course, in the first half, Betis Seville were actually pretty good and caused us a lot of problems. But here, let's see, and let's look at what Antony is going to do here. So obviously, the ball is coming towards him. He anticipates the situation, and he goes towards the ball. Now, this is game management 101. When you are in these situations, you have to be smarter than the opposition. What Antony does, there you go. As soon as he feels the contact, he falls down. If you remember my video, my analysis of our 3-2 defeat against Arsenal, I showed you how Christian Eriksen failed to do this exact same thing. And immediately it led to Bukayo Saka's goal. And here, Antony, he knows exactly what to do. These are football games. These are the football rules. You're not a coward. You're not a snowflake for falling like this. You are just exploiting the rules of the game. Here, Antony gets us a free kick, gets us an opportunity to breathe. But look at what Casemiro. What is Casemiro doing? He already knows what he's doing. Look, he's already looking towards Marcus Rashford, Betis Seville by surprise. Bruno Fernandes, who's been involved in all four goals, by the way. A pass towards Weghorst. Favorable rebound, Marcus Rashford, there you go, into the roof of the net. Amazing finish from an amazing forward. Next goal, this is in the second half. A second half, 45 minutes where we won 3-0 actually. Starts again by Casemiro. Big players affect big games. Luke Shaw lost the ball in the middle of the park. Casemiro, great anticipation. Immediately raises his head. Bruno Fernandes is making the right run. There you go, gets the ball. Now, Bruno Fernandes, listen, the criticism he's been receiving since that 7-0 defeat is unfair, in my opinion. What a brilliant footballer he is, a creative monster. Look what he does. Great turn, and he knows immediately what he's going to do. Great ability to progress the ball real quick to Antony. And here, what a beauty from Antony. Is this Antony or Arjen Robben? I don't know. Beautiful, beautiful finish. And I got to say this about Antony. A lot of you have asked me, how come I don't talk about Antony a lot? To me, this is my opinion on Antony. He's standing on the edge of a cliff. If he falls down, he falls and he falls into the category of footballers. You know, the streets will never forget kind of footballer. Footballers like Ricardo Quaresma and my own compatriot, Adel Taarabt, for example. Players who are very good at showboating, but with little end product, who are not as effective. On the other hand, he can consolidate his stance at the top of the cliff by becoming a player like Salah, Mahrez, or Arjen Robben, for example. Players who are not only a joy to watch, but who are also extremely effective. And this man here, Antony, he has it. The talent is there. It's undeniable. He makes everything look easy. Pace, technique, first touch, dribbling, finishing, and stamina. He's got like bags and bags of stamina. This is a player who can go at the apex of the game. Only if he can focus and follow the instructions that Erik Ten Hag gives him, because he has everything to succeed. And at Manchester United, he has the right environment. Very good teammate, a manager who knows him and trusts him. And of course, he's there a bigger stage than Old Trafford. So yeah, Antony, I'm really looking forward to next season with Antony. Beautiful goal. Now, the third goal happened from a corner. But what happened before the corner? How did we get the corner? Well, Erik Ten Hag actually made a pretty good move by substituting Dalot for this man right here, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, those of you who follow the Scarlet Report know that I am a huge Aaron Wan-Bissaka fan. Great improvement from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, let's see what he's actually going to do in the lead up to Bruno Fernandes' third goal from the corner. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, great anticipation, intercepts the ball. And what I like about him is his ability to progress the ball. He's such an efficient dribbler, but also such an efficient ball progressor. More so than Diogo Dalot. Look at this. Lays the ball to Bruno Fernandes, keeps moving into space. And he's a fullback, but he's in that inverted wing-back position, you know, playing in the half spaces, not on the wing. It's very important. Gets the ball towards Antony. Now here, Antony should have passed, but one of the things that I hate about Antony is that sometimes he slows down the play, as he did now. He could have passed to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but he didn't. But anyway, we still have the ball. We still have a chance. Aaron Wan-Bissaka still looking for good positions, good forward positions. Antony is going to go back because he doesn't have much to do towards Varane. But as you can see, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is still here. And he's still looking for this pocket of space right here. So Varane can find him. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Varane, beautiful lifted pass towards Aaron Wan-Bissaka in there. Now Bruno Fernandes sees an opening. He sees this area right here as a very dangerous area. As soon as Wan-Bissaka gets the ball, he sees Bruno Fernandes' run. And then Aaron Wan-Bissaka, unlike Antony, is very sharp, plays real quick and efficient football towards Bruno Fernandes. That was a beautiful cross, and then it forces Betis Seville to clear the ball into corner. And then from that resulting corner, that's where Bruno Fernandes scored his header, okay? So Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a huge effect in the second half. Another sequence that illustrates Aaron Wan-Bissaka's importance to the team is this. By the way, this set play right here that I'm going to show you, this is what the future looks like under Erik Ten Hag. Believe in Erik Ten Hag and believe in most of these players because they are very, very good players. Again, Wan-Bissaka towards Varane. There you go. Varane, Wan-Bissaka, always Wan-Bissaka moving into empty space to make himself available. There you go, 1. You see, he's moving instantly. 1, 2. There you go, 3. Now he's making a very smart run right here. He could have received the ball. But Bruno Fernandes goes with Weghorst, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka still running into that space. Weghorst lays it in for him. Now Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a lot of players would have gotten too eager and either shot from there or crossed into empty space. But no, what he does, he holds his position. There you go. He's waiting for a better option. The better option is Antony. Bruno Fernandes is free because everyone is following Wan-Bissaka over here. 1, 2. Guys, this should have been a goal. This should have been a goal. It should have either been Antony's chipped goal or lay it off here for Fred. But this should have been a goal. It was a beautiful, beautiful piece of football. And again, a lot of people say that there is a cliche around, a misconception that Dalot is much better in the attacking phases than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I'll say this. I disagree with that statement. I think that Dalot is a better technical footballer. His dribbling ability is better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka's. His striking, ball striking ability in terms of passing the ball, crosses, and shots is better than Wan-Bissaka. He's much more aesthetically appealing. And also he's a player who, if you played him as a winger, he could do a job there. While Aaron Wan-Bissaka is seen more as a defensive option. But where Aaron Wan-Bissaka shines is his tactical intelligence. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is tactically more intelligent than Dalot. His positioning is better, his anticipation is better, his off-the-ball movement is better, and his decision-making is better. And that's why every time we play Aaron Wan-Bissaka, at least after the World Cup, the right-hand side looks way more dynamic than when Dalot plays. And I think that Dalot should definitely improve that area of his game because he has everything he needs to be that complete wingback. Someone like Ashraf Hakimi or Trent Alexander-Arnold or Cancelo, for example. But he needs to improve the mental aspect of his football, you know, the intelligence on the pitch. Tactical intelligence is extremely important. And now, the fourth goal. Now, the fourth goal I want to credit Erik Ten Hag because two of the players who just got on the pitch, Facundo Pellistri and Scott McTominay, both of them are going to combine to lead to this goal. First of all, Bruno Fernandes, again, really bold corner going towards Pellistri over here. Now, Pellistri, a lot of young players in this situation, they are not really composed. He would have shot. Too eager, I just got on, I want to shoot on goal, maybe I'm going to score, maybe I'm going to be making the headlines. No, smart footballer Pellistri is. He goes in, tries to find a better option. So he goes around 3 defenders. 3 defenders. And look at the tenacity. There you go, boy. There you go, son. Towards Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay, beautiful shot, beautiful save from Claudio Bravo. And then the man, the one, the only, Wout Weghorst, the man. There's no one deserving of a goal more than Wout Weghorst. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this celebration. Look at what it means to him. Look at the passion. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for you because for the past 2 months, Weghorst has been performing exceptionally well for us. He should have scored more goals, and I think he just hasn't been lucky. And finally, now he got the goal that he deserved. And I think that from now until the end of the season, he's still gonna score another 5 goals, which would probably mean that he would have produced, I don't know, 8 to 10 goals during half a season at Manchester United, which is a very, very good return for a player who, let me remind you, his main job is not really to score goals at Manchester United. He's making everyone around him score more. Now, this was the good. To talk about some of the bad or areas of improvement. Now, many of you, I'm sure that you're going to send me comments in the comment section saying that, well, Mr. Scarlet Report, how come you haven't talked about Betis Seville's performance in the first half or their goal? How come they were so hard to deal with in the first half? Well, I'm going to tell you why. The reason why they were so hard to deal with is because of the concept of control. Control. In the first half, we were not able to control the game. Why? Because we were giving away the ball cheaply, often, to Betis Seville. Let's look at this, for example. David De Gea gets the ball over here. So, David De Gea, of course, is looking for a pass. He has time on the ball. He's got options. He can wait. No rush. Look at what De Gea does. Ball straight to Luis Enrique, the Betis Seville right winger. Okay? Now, what this does is that you have to understand, I didn't put the whole sequence in there, but when Betis Seville, every time they got the ball from David De Gea, it takes us on average 2.5 to 3 minutes to get that ball back. And this, in the first half, happened 4 times. This is another example. Look at this. How poor is this from David De Gea? I mean, straight to Juanmi over there. Again, another 2.5, 3 minutes. I don't know, it's a miracle. Our guardian angel was there guarding our goal, because this should have been a Betis Seville goal right there, okay? Now, what I gotta say about this is that in the first half, this happens 4 times. 4 times in the first half. Each time it took us about 2.5 to 3 minutes for us to reclaim the ball, to wrestle the ball back from Betis Seville. Okay? Now you count that, that's about 10, 12 to 15 minutes a game where Betis Seville are keeping the ball, not because they have won it, but because our goalkeeper has given it to them. And that is huge. That is huge. And it helps us understand why Manchester United recently has been unable to control the game, because to control the game, you have to keep the ball. To keep the ball, you need a goalkeeper who can distribute the ball. A lot of people do not understand the importance of that. But this is why it's important. It's because when you have a goalkeeper who can distribute the ball, a ball-playing sweeper keeper, it's as if you have an extra man in your own half. So it makes it very hard for the opposition to press you. And if they attempt to press you with more players, that means they actually give you more space to exploit. If you have a goalkeeper with better distribution, then you can just go over them and exploit those empty spaces that they leave, because they're trying to press you with more men. But when you have a goalkeeper who is a liability when it comes to distribution, as is the case with David De Gea, then that's definitely a weakness that opposition teams are going to exploit. Betis Seville here could have been 2-1 up in the first half. And on the back of that 7-0 trashing at Anfield, we could not afford this. First of all, that Ayoze Perez goal that we have conceded has already shaken us a little bit. Can you imagine if we had conceded that goal that I just showed you right now? It would have been a disaster for our morale, and we probably would not have recovered from it in this game. And so, listen, don't take this personally. I don't hate David De Gea, but I made a video on him when I showed you the stats. We have analyzed the data. I'm showing you footage now on how his inability to distribute the ball is actually hurting us. It's not allowing us to control games, and against teams who can keep the ball, like Betis Seville, most Spanish teams are proficient at possession football, then we go for long spells without actually controlling the game. In the second half, De Gea did not give away the ball, and so Betis Seville were not really able to keep control of the game by keeping possession, because we had the ball most of the time. The former Chinese president back in the 70s was asked whether China's economic model was more socialist or capitalist or some sort of Soviet-style communism, right? And he replied with the following quote. He said, "I don't care if it's a black cat, and I don't care if it's a white cat. If it can catch the mouse, then it's a good cat." Basically meaning that my job is to get China where I need to get it, and I don't care what you call the method. I think it's the same thing at Manchester United. What I'm trying to say here is that all I want, aka the mouse, is for Manchester United, for my team, to have a goalkeeper who is very good at distribution. Whether we do that by not giving David De Gea a contract extension this summer and we bring in a ball-playing sweeper keeper, that's great. Or if Erik Ten Hag decides to give David De Gea a new contract on reduced term and retrain him as a sweeper keeper, that's fine too. Either of these methods works for me as long as we get the mouse. That means as long as at the end of this season and in the beginning of next season, we have a goalkeeper who is comfortable with the ball at his feet. So it's nothing personal against David De Gea, but this is definitely an area where we need to improve because we are pathetic when it comes to building up from the back. And a big part of responsibility comes to the fact that David De Gea is not a good ball distributor. So I hope that you've enjoyed this tactical analysis. If you did, please give it the thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below, and cheers.